Okay, I'm going to do a little critique on a little video, Earth is Life, played recently on Jose J.G. Gonzalez's show. And I'm going to show that he inadvertently showed exactly what I've been saying all along, and how a bottom will become unresolvable before the top of an object, and that they will compress towards the eye level visually. I'll start his video.
Go there. Should be visible. And hopefully it repeats itself. I gotta step away for about 5 minutes. I'll leave this in the background looping.
It's like a minute. It's like a minute and something long. Minute and 7.
I'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be playing in the background here.
Okay, notice how he has that line across the thing he was moving back and forth. That line, when he had it up close, was at the eye level, and as he moves it away, it stays at that crosshair eye level, which of course I've been saying for years that it would do. But what you're going to see that he wasn't paying attention to is that bottom is compressing towards that as it moves away. The angular separation between that line and the table and the bottom of his, whatever that is, square, rectangle, it's going to compress towards that eye level. And of course the top is going to compress it down towards that eye level. Now the truth is the top is compressing to the bottom. But like I said, what's below the eye level will appear to compress up to it. So we'll play a little bit more.
What's up with the convergence, John? What's going on? Like, not taking.
Well, the convergence zone, you're not going to see it here because the table isn't long enough. But you're going to see what it would do if you keep moving it further away. So if he had like a super long table and he keep moving it, that angular space below that line he has on there and to the table where it touches will become smaller and smaller to the point where you can't resolve it as separate from the table anymore, or from the eye level anymore. And also the top will compress down towards that. But because the top is about twice the size of the space at the bottom, it's going to be the last thing that becomes unresolvable.
Okay. So of course there's crosshairs on my phone, and I place a line on that. It's like a battery, and as you move it away, the crosshairs and the line on the object do not deviate from each other, and they stay the same at the same elevation above the table. Now, if it would drop down below those crosshairs, either the table is not level or there's a curve in the table. But there's not. Now, when we see this over water, we obviously see things dropping below that those crosshairs.
No, you don't see the eye level of something like this. Like let's say a ship is close by and you have your eye level on it. As it moves away, it will stay in the crosshairs just like this little block or whatever he has does.
And we know that it's not going down to a lower elevation. So obviously there's some curve going on. Water.
There is no curve on water. The only thing you have out on the horizon is an optical limit. It's where the angle over the water, the separation between waves, all of those things become too narrow to resolve all those things as separate anymore. And that's why it always ends up appearing as a simple line across the observer's field of view, horizontal.
kind of like that little clip where you see the guy doing it with the little blocks on the table. I wanted to try and recreate that. So Gary, if you're watching or you're listening, this is what happens over a flat surface.
Oh, really? B-ball or Earth is life? I've been saying this for years. And now you're acting like I would disagree with this. But I've been telling you this all along. You just don't pay attention because you're too busy trying to think of the next thing you're going to say all the time to actually listen. Things at eye level, this eye level, which is in the crosshairs, will stay in the crosshairs as that thing moves away. Just like if you have a boat close by and you have your eye level on it, as the boat moves away, that bottom will compress up towards that eye level. The eye level will stay at the same spot. And of course the top compresses down. It's compressing into that vanishing zone that is in the distance. Watch when he moves this forward again. You'll see the bottom compressing towards that. It appears to be climbing up, right? Because the table appears to slant up towards the mid-screen or towards eye level.
Things will not drop below your eye level.
The reality is the horizon is always below eye level. Things are dropping into that. It's slanting up towards the eye level. Never gets to eye level. There is a space there. But visually, with your natural eyes, you won't see the space anymore because the angular separation or the angular space below this line, like on his thing here, it is compressing into that zone. The whole thing is compressing into that zone. And so the angular space between eye level and the surface will appear as virtually the same.
If the surface is truly flat. Who's making all that noise? Oh, Stefan. Gotta mute, man.
I was on mute.
Yeah, nobody's.
I don't think anybody else was making the noise. He's sliding that thing on the table, which makes noise.
Nobody's talking. We're all being silent. Sorry.
It's alright.
We're all busy in the background doing stuff.
It's alright.
So you see a little video, right, Jose?
Yes.
Are you listening?
I was.
That's a nice example. I'm sorry.
I was not listening, man.
Oh, no, I was just showing like over. Have you ever seen that little clip with the guy with the little blocks on the table?
I've seen a few, yeah.
The little blocks on the table will behave exactly the same way. If you have the crosshairs, let's say at the very top of the first set of blocks that are closest to the surface, and you slide it away, it'll do just like this is. This, you could literally put it into 3 sections because the top part is about twice the bottom part. So you can imagine it as blocks if you want. It's going to do the same exact thing. There's no difference. Bottom compresses towards eye level. The ground appears to slant up towards eye level. They never actually achieve it. Everything above is actually compressing into that, not into your eye level. It just appears to be at the eye level because that's how we see. The spaces become indistinguishable with your natural eye.
moves the blocks back and the blocks stay in line with the crosshair on the screen?
Yes.
By the way, there's a guy named Extra J that's on this show a lot. He's got sockets that he uses on some kind of a table. And he demonstrated the same thing long ago. This isn't new. I've demonstrated similar things already too.
So this is kind of the same.
Doing that, yeah, in real time.
Yeah, this is kind of the same thing. If the table is perfectly level and you have the crosshairs level, you place them on some object that's the same elevation above the table, the crosshairs will remain in that position, or pretty much as far as you can go.
Indeed.
Now I know flat earthers will probably argue, oh well, this is not far enough, and oh, you try doing it over a mile. But I mean, if it's not deep,
doesn't matter what distance you do it. It's going to remain at the eye level. If the crosshairs are on the eye level moving off into the distance will stay at the same point of that object. But the bottom will compress up towards that level, and in the distance with your natural eye, you won't observe that angular space below it anymore.
Deviating in this short distance, why would it deviate, if it got any farther?
Dude, you don't have to go too far. Hold on, Gary. You don't have to get too far. Hold on, Gary. Hold on, people. You don't have to get too far about they trying to expand it, because I have seen shorter amount of a flat table and they're doing demonstrations of shit disappearing from the bottom up in a smaller amount of a flat table when they put a slap a lens and put all the bullshit in front of it and tilt the camera in the different ways to make the trickery work for them. I seen it. My own eyes. We all seen it.
Yeah.
I've said it all along that eye level will stay at eye level as it moves away.
I told him then, and I'm saying it again now. Something that's at eye level will stay at eye level as it moves off into the distance. Everything else will compress into that. We basically see, like in a cone, everything from the outside moving parallel away from your direct line of straightforward sight will appear to slant in towards it. Everything above it will appear to slant down towards it. Everything below it will appear to slant up towards it. And they will all appear to be converging. And that's what we call the vanishing zone. Information simply gets limited by the angles of what can be seen and displayed in your field of view. Or if it's a camera, on the screen, on the picture itself. We have a limitation. Angles limit things when the angles become too compressed or acute to resolve things as separately anymore.